of mentoring, Chris Brown.
Does anyone here really know what the definition of a coach is? Well, I've done some research and I've come to find out that a coach is someone who works with an individual to achieve a short-term goal. That is a coach. What about a mentor? A mentor is someone who works with a person to achieve a long-term goal. That, my good friends, that is a mentor. To all my fellow Toastmasters and participants in attendance, welcome. When it comes to being a protege, there are plenty of mentors that we can physically learn from. But what about the mentors that are invisible to the naked eye? Such as circumstances, situations, and setbacks. Is it possible to be a protege on this planet and let the world and everything we experience become our mentors? Absolutely. Because surely as the sun rises and sets, we will have problems in our lives. But the most important point to remember is how we react to and handle our difficulties as we face them. Now, everything in this world has been governed by laws. Civil rights law, criminal law, entertainment law. But this particular law that I'm going to be sharing with you is called the law of attraction. Now, most of you may be wondering, what in the world is the law of attraction? Well, Google definition states that it is the belief that positive or negative thoughts brings positive or negative experiences into a person's life. Wow, how amazing is that? Ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't even be able to count on my fingers the number of bad choices that I have made in my life. Some of them were self-inflicted, and at other times I was with a group. But at the end of the day, out of all those bad decisions and choices that I had made, they always had a way of making themselves right back around to me. 5 years ago, I did some work with a man who had his own mold removal business. Everything was going so smooth, but then suddenly, I started to become very greedy. I started writing down extra hours on my time card. Finally, one day he called me and said, "Chris, how in the world did you receive these extra hours on your time card?" Me on the other line, I said, "Jeff, there's something that I have to tell you. I've altered my time cards. I needed more hours, man." He said, "I gave you hours. I trusted you, Chris." Then he hung up. A few weeks later, I received a telephone call from Mr. David Officer Upchurch from the New Bern Police Department. What was the final result? Boy, boy, boy. 1 year of probation, $1,600 of restitution money that I had to pay back, and a lifelong lesson to never, ever do that again. What was that? Simply the law of attraction. It's a good thing that I learned my lessons from doing wrong, because sadly, many people do not. So what did I do differently to change the outcome of my life? I learned from my mentor. Not a physical human being, but the universe that so gratefully gives. If we break a universal law, therefore we will suffer a universal consequence. Now, this is just my personal preference. But if there is anyone here who does not have a mentor, I do strongly recommend that you find one in a fashionable time, because to a certain degree, there is only so far we can go in life without the help of others. A true mentor supports a protege of a broader goal over a sustained period of time. If you ever find that individual, you better hold on to them for dear life and cherish the fact that they're willing to work with you as you develop your craft. Whether we're being mentored by the universe or from a physical human being, there is one thing that we must never forget, and that is we will be lifelong proteges until the day that we die. This is a common mistake that most of us make, that once we reach a certain level of success in our lives, we stop learning, growing, and stretching. Well, I'm sorry to inform you, but the growth process never ends. So now I ask of you, how long are you willing to be mentored for the desired results that you so desperately crave in your life? Statistics show that the average person who sets a goal gives up on that goal within just a few weeks of time. My recommendation to everyone is to persevere, because there is true success in perseverance. Toastmasters.